Hello, my friends. Now, after we downloaded the first example files for the course, we will put them on some place on our computer, open them, and then I will show you how to work with these files. But also in this lecture, I want to give you some tips how to work with this course the most efficient way possible. So I'm gonna open the downloads folder on my computer, and here in my case I just double click on the zip file that I downloaded, and then I have this unpacked folder here, and within this folder we have another subfolder theory part 1, then we have a favicon, and we have a CSS folder. So these three guys here I will copy and put into the folder on my computer where I want to have my course. So I'm gonna mark them with my mouse and I'm gonna copy them. And then I open another Explorer window. And here I already have a folder with the name Alpine.js, and I create a new folder inside there. I call it, for example, Alpine_course. All right. And then in this new folder, I will paste those two folders and the favicon that I just copied from my downloads. Now let's open these files in the editor. So I go to my Visual Studio Code and I say File, Open, and then I navigate to this folder, and here it is already, Alpine.js in my case, Alpine course, and I just say Open. Now this getting started here we can close, and then I have here the Alpine course, and here in this folder theory part 1 you see the first 5 exercise files for this course, and I put an enumeration here from 1 to 5, so those files have the same order than we use them in the course. So let's open the first file here, for example, and then I can go in here with the right mouse click and I can say Open with Live Server, and then I go to my Google Chrome, and then I go to the address localhost 5500. That's my local server that I started with this live server, and then I can go here in this folder theory part 1, and then I open the same file in the browser, which is one_object_scope HTML. So here let me explain how this example exercise files work. So this example pages are usually divided in 2 columns. Here on the left column you usually have the exercise that we do, and I always prepared the HTML for you, and we will just add the Alpine.js elements. And then here on the right you have some things like manuals, like the different steps that we do in this lecture, or you have things like chapters like things to remember and so on. Also here on the top right you have a button that says 1 level up. If you click on this you will go 1 level up in the file system and you can go to another file. But let's click on this link here again for the file one_object_scope HTML, and I want to show you a little bit more what happens here on the top left part. Here you have the topic of the lecture, and next to it on the right you have a link that leads you directly to the GitHub commit for this lecture. So if you are very curious, or if you are in a hurry, you can already look even before starting the lecture what will go on in this lecture. So on GitHub all the lines that are green here, That's the stuff that we are going to add in this lecture. Alright, but let's close this for now. And then here, always under this headline here, I have this gray box, and in this gray box you can see always the new commands or the new stuff that you will learn in this lecture. By the way, my account name in GitHub is Martin-Masterclass. So here I have a few more other repositories of other courses and other examples and projects. So if you're interested, you might have a look here if you find something that is for you. Now, a very quick look at the source code of one of the lectures. Here on the top of each HTML document, you can see that I included Alpine.js with a CDN. So here we always have the version 3xx of Alpine.js included. That means that you will get the most current version of Alpine.js, version 3. But please be aware, I started to record this course before Alpine 3 came out. Suddenly there was Alpine.js 3 there while I was in the middle of filming. So maybe sometimes in your films you will see that there is still Alpine.js 2xx included. But it's only in the film. In reality, in your course files, I updated the complete course files to Alpine.js 3, and of course I tested everything. Now, last thing, let's go to Udemy. Here in Udemy, you see that this course consists of 3 sections. The first sections will be very basic stuff, and I just want to tell you, if you are more experienced and you have already worked a lot with Vue.js before, this might be a little bit boring or slow for you sometimes. In this case, I recommend you go here to the video, and down there you can increase the playback speed from 1 up to double the speed here. So if you want, you can go through the films very quickly. Alright, in section number 2 we will do some small exercises. So I will give you some small challenges, and you can try to do these challenges to practice what you have learned in section 1. And I will give you also the solution for these little challenges. And then in section 3, we will do a little bit more advanced stuff. Alright? So that's it. See you in the first real lecture. See you there.